Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Holly Abeals. I'm a Florida Sea Grant Extension Agent with the University of Florida IFAS Extension in Brevard County. And today for Florida Seafood at Your Fingertips, I'm going to be cooking shrimp scampi for you. I'm going to be using a Florida shrimp species called Royal Red. There are 5 different species of Florida shrimp that are commercially landed here in Florida: pink, white, Royal Red, brown, and rock shrimp. My favorite is the Royal Red, so that's what I'm going to be cooking here today, but you could find all of these species at either your local grocery store or seafood market. They're available frozen year-round, and sometimes during different times of the year you can also buy them fresh. So for the recipe today, I've already laid out all my ingredients, so I'm going to be having pasta with my shrimp. So I have my spaghetti right here, but you can use linguine or whatever type of pasta that you'd like, or you could use vegetables or something else as your base, or the shrimp just by themselves. I have olive oil, butter, garlic. We like a lot of garlic at my house, so I have 5 cloves of garlic here, but you could use more or less depending on what you like. I have a little bit more than a pound of shrimp, some black pepper and salt for taste. I'm using broth here, but you can also use white wine, a dry white wine, if you have that available. I did not, so I'm using broth. Crushed red pepper flakes, which is optional, so you don't have to use this if you don't want to. Some lemon juice and some parsley. I have dried parsley because I don't have fresh parsley. And I'll include a link in the chat so that you could see all the ingredients and how much you need for each of these for this recipe. And we're gonna get started. So since I am having pasta with my dish today, I started my pot of water to boil, and it already started boiling. So I'm gonna take this, or get my pasta ready. You wanna cook this if you're using pasta to al dente, and for this particular pasta, that's, let's see, after about 8 to 10 minutes. So I'll put this in. And get it in the pot. You just want to stir it around a little so you can get the pasta to unclump. And again, you can use, this is spaghetti, but you can use linguine or any kind of pasta that you like. You could also use vegetables. I know some people like to use, if you're not a fan of gluten, you could use things like spaghetti squash, which is a good alternative. Or you could have some squash or zucchini as your vegetable. And again, or you could just make the shrimp all by itself without having any type of base if you like. Okay. So I'll set my timer. Okay, so now cooking the shrimp. This will not take very long because you don't want to cook shrimp for very long on the stove. Usually it's about 1 to 2 minutes on each side. So I'm going to get this heated. Pour my olive oil in. And I'm using 2 tablespoons of butter, and the rest I'm going to reserve for later in the recipe. Oops. There we go. So get that to melt. I have my heat on about medium high or so. Get that heating up. Start with pasta while I'm waiting for it to heat up. Again, I'm going to be cooking first the garlic. So I'm going to cook my 5 cloves of garlic in the pan for about a minute or so, just until it gets fragrant. And then I will add my shrimp. And again, we only want to cook the shrimp for about 2 minutes for the first side, and then we'll start adding some more ingredients to the pan. Okay, so that's all cooked up. So let's add garlic. Give that sizzling a bit. Garlic is a great ingredient for lots of dishes. We always like to use garlic here at my house for everything. I think garlic and mushrooms are the 2 top things that we eat in this house. Okay, so stir that around for about a minute or so. On my pasta. If I'm lucky, this will all finish sort of around the same time, but we'll see if that happens. Okay. Alright, I can definitely smell the garlic, so it's nice and fragrant. So now I'm going to add my shrimp. Again, I'm using Royal Reds. These I bought at the local seafood market, already deveined and peeled with the tails on, so I don't have to do anything to them. But you do, if you do get shrimp that aren't peeled yet, you do want to peel them before putting them in this recipe. And if you've watched some of our past videos, you probably saw some other Sea Grunt agents and guests peeling shrimp before cooking. And I did buy these. They were frozen when I bought them, and there's probably still a little bit frozen. So it might take a little bit longer to cook, but not too much longer than if you just bought them fresh, or if you had a chance to thaw them beforehand. So my next 2 ingredients are going to be my broth, or white wine if you have that, and the crushed red pepper flakes. I'm just gonna add a little bit of pepper to this. And this is to your preference, and like a tiny bit of salt. So you can already see it doesn't take very long for these to cook. You want to cook for about a minute or 2 on the first side. Keep an eye on my pasta. Alright, perfect. I'm just going to start flipping these. So I can get the other side cooking. Again, it doesn't take very long for them to cook. I'm turn my heat down just a little bit. You don't want to overcook shrimp because they'll get kind of rubbery. So there's sort of that fine line. But you do want to cook them to at least 145 degrees. So if you have a digital thermometer, you can check to make sure you've reached that temperature. I want to add my broth. And crushed red pepper flakes, again, optional if you don't want to use those. Stir this, and you want to cook this, have it simmer until about a quarter to a half of the broth or wine has evaporated. Making sure that shrimp gets all cooked. And they're already turning pretty much white, so I know that they're almost all ready to be cooked. Or they're almost all cooked, I should say. My pasta is almost done. So I'll give that the 30 seconds for the pasta to finish cooking, and then I'll drain the pasta. And then our last two ingredients that will go in the pan will be the rest of the butter, the lemon juice, and the parsley. And then once you put that in, you want to take it off of the heat immediately, and you'll be ready to serve. So pasta is ready. Quick stir. Drain it in the sink. Just be careful when draining. Obviously you have a lot of steam and hot water to deal with. Keep that off the burner. All right, I think this is ready for me to finish adding the rest of my butter, lemon juice, and parsley. Again, I'm using dried parsley because I don't have any fresh parsley right now. Give this a stir. Take it off the heat. And then we can plate. This looks and smells really good. That garlic really comes out. You can really smell it. Right. And I got a plate right here. And my tongs. Put a little pasta on the plate. I'm not buttering my pasta, but you are more than welcome to if you would like to. And then put some of the shrimp on top. Just like that. This is probably a serving for 4 people. So if you have more or less people, feel free to add or subtract the amount of shrimp that you need or pasta. And then of course you want some of that juice from the pan. And here we have a very quick shrimp scampi recipe. So I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously that didn't take very long, so it's really quick. If you don't have a lot of time after work, for dinner, or you're running late, have some shrimp, some pasta, some garlic, butter, and everything, then you can easily make this very quick recipe. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you look forward to watching more Seafood at Your Fingertips videos, and please watch our past videos as well. We have a lot of great recipes that we've done over this past year. And thanks again.